Yo, hey, let's listen to the song to others join us. Hello, hello, and welcome to the Denmark VC6 number shake. Thank you, old subscribers. Thank you, new subscribers. Thank you, window watchers. Thank you, replay crew. I forgot to put it in the last video, so I said, let me open it up with that. That's the chess song. I wrote it. I arranged the music. And it's sung by Alexander Rhoda. It's our video. It's on Neighbors, because that was the name of the show, Neighbors, because a bunch of neighbors got together, and we went around teaching the basics of chess, the music, movement, and song. So we call it Neighbors. So Neighbors TV hyphen chess song. And we got like 34, 36 videos over there of us going around promoting chess and teaching folks the chess song. Oh yeah. Ooh, the queen is the most powerful piece. Ha ha! You don't like that. Ha ha ha! Forward, backwards, diagonally. That was so hard. That part. How do you do diagonally? How do you fit diagonally in? Yes. Oh, look at my watch. I had the same watch. When you look at my old videos, when I walked for 5 years, I just recently stopped walking. Walk, exercise every morning, walk, exercise every morning. And it's true, this battery will last 5 years. And at 5 years, kapooey. Then it took me forever to get the, hey y'all, it took me forever to get the glass thing off. And then I got it off so I could put the battery in. Hi Roman, thanks for stopping by. And then I took a clamper. Hi again, Roman. And I broke the glass. Hey y'all, keep on trying. I'll be the best, and I ain't lying. No, we're not talking chess. This is the Denmark VC6 number shake. But since the numbers is teaching us and talking to us about strategy, oh, I love. Hey, Roman, we all gotta love, honey. And those who don't. So, this is Denmark VC6 number shake, where the format is I read last week's numbers. I tell you my interpretation of the numbers, or our numerologist and scientist Tamika Anthony Pete. I think it's Pat. I always say that wrong, but I do have a tendency to mess up folks' names. I think I see more of the person and more of the person within. That name on the outside, I don't do it. Oh, where am I from? Connecticut. You're from here? Well, probably not Connecticut. The United States. Anyway, so let me go get this. So, and numbers are lucky. And I want y'all, you see this? My daughter got me another phone. This is, I can't even tell you how old this is. And everything is so small when I go to read it. And she was like, hey, Ma. I don't know if she calls me Ma or not. But anyway, she got me a phone. So here's two things that we put in. Because I did my interpretation before Tamika Anthony Pat at PATE, right? Pat? It could be Pat. Okay, so the numbers was last week. Thanks for the love. Oh, I'm here, there, and everywhere, but nowhere. Been there. Okay, here's the numbers. 65, 34, 40, 41, 26, and 27. That was last Sunday's numbers. So here's what I wrote. You can always see them if you go to the post. They'll be in the post. Okay, here we go. And this is what I wrote. Denmark VC 6 number shake numbers vibe to me a message from our civil rights ancestors. Yes, I am of that. I know y'all talk about boom, 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 but that just we was in the throes of civil war. Civil rights movement. So my mother could get jobs, and so we could get jobs, and so we could get decent living, stuff like that. So anyway, that's who I connect to in this old age. And I said, that's who the numbers connect me with, apparently. The numbers are down to earth, and numerologist and scientist Tamika Anthony P. sees higher. So you got my interpretation of the numbers this week. Okay. And I posted my interpretation in right down here, and support Tamika Anthony's Piet products, and I have the link right in there. So here, this is what I wrote, and I'm so glad my daughter bought me excuse me, I'm so glad my daughter bought me this other phone, because this is a nightmare. And I tell you, my responses always come in when I put a post in after I shake the Denmark VC6 number shake. So I said, and I always put in the form because I speak with Tamika. So I'm letting Tamika know, like, see her to see her. I've got the numbers this week. I wrote the interpretation in a Facebook post Monday morning. And here it is. The Constitution gives all American citizens the right to vote. What the Voting Rights Act does is stop white man America from attacking black and brown people when they exercise their right to vote by arresting the attackers under the Voting Rights Act. Vote, vote, vote. That's our birthright. Without the Voting Rights Act, when we vote, we'll have, yes, without the Voting Rights Act, when we vote, we just got to kick some ass. That's all. Acid, bleach, lye. I don't know. I think this is one from before that. Anyway, so go there and go look on it, and you see Tamika Anthony's speech. I think that was week before last. I just got that feeling. Hold on. Okay, here it is. My bad. Yeah. 65, 34, 40, 41, 26, and 27. The numbers I got right. The message is what I got wrong. Okay, here we go. Then I put, thank you old subscribers, thank you new subscribers, thank you replay crew and window watchers for your support. I felt so bad when I came off this live, and I haven't even thank you for giving your time to me to even watch me. I felt really bad about that. So instantly I had to put this in. Here's Sunday Demo VC6 number shake and my interpretation of the numbers. As I said many times, my contact to the numbers are the civil rights ancestors and obviously Denmark VC. Denmark VC came from Charleston, South Carolina. I lived with my grandmother in Charleston, South Carolina. We be Geechee. Numerologist and scientist Tamika Anthony Piet interpretation of the numbers was a suggestion for me to take an action. And I'll tell you what Tamika saw in the next post. Please support Tamika Anthony's Piet. Thank you. And then I have the link to her products. This is from last Sundays, where I'm writing to Tamika. See her to see her. Hey Queen, this week Denmark VC6 number shake number gave me Amistad. Do y'all know what Amistad is? Amistad was Spain's black African human trafficking ship. The black Africans took control of the ship, but not knowing where they were, they depended on the Spanish crew to take them to Africa. But the crew took them to America to sell. The American abolitionists, using the Constitution, freed the human trafficking black Africans and sent them back to the continent. The Constitution guarantees its citizens the right to vote. I was taught it was my civic duty. Ergo, voters are protected and when the duty of voting is blocked. As citizens, we have the right to unblock it and sue the individual, the city, the state, or government for not protecting our or your constitutional right to vote. There we go. And then I have, this is awesome. This is from Tamika Anthony. This is a Tamika Anthony thing. Yeah. And then Denmark Vesey, a copy of Denmark Vesey 6 number shake number. And then this helps with the numbers if you're into it. So I kind of put it, I don't always put it in, but I do put it in the back. So you can see what it is. Like, let me see. There was 3 fours. So I would go to the fours. And the fours say, I can't, okay, let me see. You are completely surrounded by angels. You are being guided through whatever you are focusing on. The protection, the universe and your spiritual guides are protecting you. Pay attention to your thoughts and your environment when you see this number. So that's what that is. So that's what that is. And Amistad was so good because they stood and fought. And the Constitution backed them. And that's what the ancestors, I told you, we put on the chest song because the ancestors are sending us through strategy. When we stand in the line and them folks come over and start messing with us, any means necessary to get them out of the way so you can go in there and do your vote, and you'll handle everything else in court later on. And it is so empowering. And that's why Amistad came, because they used it. They were able to use it to free themselves. So, okay, so now, this is what Tamika said. I thought I put Tamika in. Okay, this is what Tamika said. This is numerous scientist Tamika Anthony Piat's interpretation of the Denmark VC6 number shape from past Sunday. Well, last Sunday. Please support Tamika Anthony Piat. And this is what Tamika said. It was in our conversation, and somehow I couldn't cut it out just to get to the meat of it, so it's just a text. But the important part I took away from it, she said, you better start playing the lotto. These are lucky times. She said lucky times. So when y'all see the numbers, it is lucky times. Go ahead and try your luck. That was her interpretation. Y'all got my interpretation. My interpretation of the numbers was Amistad. We use the Constitution to protect our right to vote. You can kick ass if they come to touch you in that voting line. And you'll deal with it in federal court later on, but the whole thing is the U.S. is not supposed to be interfering with the civic duty of American citizens to vote. So for voting, boots on the ground. Got conceal? Bring it on. And for that, this is quiet energy again. I love this, but it's a long story, but it is really good as far as cleaning you out and stuff like that is concerned. So that's it. So I'm going to go ahead and shake these numbers, honey, because you see these nails? You see these nails? I got to go get them cut. I cannot stand nails. I can't stand them. But the last time I tried to cut it myself, it flicked and hit me in my I was like, oh, I gotta go to a nail salon place, and they cut it down to the bald-headed man, and it is so great. So That's the message. I saw Amistad. Go out and vote. And when they mess with you as you are doing your civic duty to vote, handle your handle. Handle your handle. And then deal with everything else in court later on. And Tamika said, these are lucky times. She didn't say a lucky time, or she didn't say this set of numbers was lucky. She said these are lucky times. So with the lucky times, y'all play the numbers. Oh, Roman, you're the only one? Yeah, it usually works out like that. I get window watchers, and then the replay crew comes in. Oh, hi, Fave. Guy Sam. I hope I pronounced that correctly. I am bad at this. Well, now we're getting to the meat and potatoes of the program. Now, for those that came in, I use paper numbers because, as when I showed you Denmark Vesey's winning ticket, they had paper back then. And then when I said, oh, I'm going to put it in plastic, and they said, no, don't put it in plastic. Oh, wow. Again. 6-9. Did we see this? Oh, thanks for the love. 6-9. Wow. When you put them together, 15. When you put that together, it's 6. So here we go. Wow. Thanks for all the love. Yep, and Tamika said play the numbers, and I say folks start thinking, Amistad. Oh, it must be moist. The numbers aren't staying closed. 21. Now, my daughter is playing the numbers for me, and she's not a number player, as I'm not a number player. And now I have to tell her she has to change numbers, because she was playing last week's numbers, and now I have to say, no, we got new set of numbers, and we got 15, which is 6, with the 69, and then we got a 2-1, which is 3, which is 6 divided by 2 is 3. So, hey, we got a single number this week. Number 2. Number 2. They try harder. When you're number 2, you try harder. Okay. Yeah, my daughter said, oh, you think yourself so funny. And I was like, yeah, I just crack myself up. If you can't entertain yourself, you can't entertain nobody. Get my purposes and stuff. Okay, here we go. Oh. Oh boy, not again. I never straightened this out. This is out. I hope I'm using the right word. Ambiguous. It's either a 6 or a 9. I didn't, when I did the numbers, and I'm not pulling them all out and seeing, it's either a 6 or a 9. And then I have a 9 that's either a 9 or a 6. So this is going to be ambiguous. And Tamika loves this because it's come up before. And she looks at the whole number and decides whether this is a 6 or a 9. I don't know why I didn't put an underline underneath it. I don't know why I didn't do something to accentuate either the 9 or accentuate either the 6. So now I depend on Tamika to say, well, the other numbers to say what it's going to be. And Tamika says, these are lucky times, honey. And I saw last week, I'm a star, honey. I'm a star. Yes. Okay, now. 37, which is 10. Can't leave home without it, which is 1. I tell you. I'm feeling good about these numbers. I'm feeling good about the message. I think this is going to be a good message. You guys, are you still there? Oh, Roman, are you still there? Thank you. Tamika said, luck. Okay, our last number, and then everybody can go to bed. Oh, I got it. Oh, okay. Oh, I haven't seen this in a while, y'all. 23. 23. 23. So, I can't leave without letting you know how Denmark Vesey would play the numbers. Right? We got 69, 21, 2, 9, 37, 23. Now, Denmark Vesey, he wants you to play the numbers for the state that you live in, because as he always vibes, the garbage got to be picked up. And when you play your numbers and stuff like that, a lot of it through the state, you are also given to the state. And at these times right now, all the help is needed. So we have 69 and 24. That's going to be our four-way numbers. 6, 9, 2, 1. But you can turn them around, you can combo them and stuff like that. Okay, and then our next numbers, which is weird, is 4 ways, but it's like 3 tickets. So we have, you would play 29, 37 as 4-way. And here's the problem. All we got left is a Belita, a 23. We've never had a leftover number. We've never had that before. Wow, right? So, we got one hang off. That would be a Belita. So, it would be 6, 9, 2, 1. Then Marfisi would say it would be 2, 9, 3, 7. And then you'd have a Belita left over, which is just numbers left over. And that would be 23. Yes! Yes, thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming to the Denmark Vesey 6-number shake. I send the numbers to Tamika tonight, and if she gets any kind of feel to it, whatever, she texts me back. Then also, I will know what my message is the next day, and when I post, and I will post the message for you. But Tamika says, lucky times, lucky times. Thank you, old subscribers. Thank you, new subscribers. Thank you, window watchers. Thank you, replay crew. I hope these numbers work for you. And thank you so much for coming to the Denmark Vesey 6-number shake. I hope you have a magical week, and I'll see you next Sunday. Bye.